All right, people, thanks for joining me. Dr. X Keyscore here. What I'd like to speak about today, this is video 8 regarding the program. What I'd like to speak to you guys about today is what I refer to as the National Security Racketeering Network. The program, to commence, at its core, is an extrajudicial political targeting and elimination program. No question about it, this operation is a soft kill operation. That means that the expected outcome is self-harm, financial disruption, social disruption. They want to get rid of you via any means possible in a clandestine fashion, and also have fun and generate a revenue while doing it. This is what I also refer to as a style of parasitic capitalism or parasitic crony capitalism, because Department of Justice, Homeland Security, possibly DOD, are farming out contracts on innocent Americans. So not only is this a political targeting operation, but equally speaking, or if not more, it is a revenue generation scheme that starts off within the deep state shadow government and then proffers people at every level. I believe it's the Department of Justice, either DOJ or DHS, I'm thinking it's DOJ, has some contracts with corporations that own private prisons, and what they have done is agreed that these prisons, that DOJ will help these prisons maintain a certain quota. And for those of you who are into crowdsourcing, if you want to dig for that and find anything out about it and forward it to me, it sounds like it would be a great second video. I've read that documentation, I just don't have it available at the moment. I do remember it very distinctly though. So what's my point? Just like DOJ or DHS agreed to meet the quota for a large number of private prisons, they've done the same thing with the private intelligence agencies which run the extrajudicial militias or targeting crews, which the DOJ refers to as surveillance role players or live action role players. You guys can Google that. Make sure those phrases are within quotes to keep the words together. Your search returns will be more successful. Now, who owns these private intelligence agencies? Well, my goodness gracious me. Retired federal law enforcement and intelligence personnel. FBI, NSA, DEA, JTTF, Homeland Security, ex-military who've seen combat experience, usually officer level or above. All of these people run, the last I heard it was over 1,800 private intelligence agencies in the United States that operate with zero oversight. These are basically, at the top, people with law enforcement, intelligence, and or combat experience, and underneath you have hordes of nasty wannabe stalkers who refer to themselves as surveillance role players and, you know, get paid $15 an hour and up. And they can be comprised of your next door neighbor, gang members, MS-13, pedophiles, convicted criminals. But the whole point is that this is a giant racketeering network. And Bill Binney made the statement in one of his interviews, and I've spoken with him on 2 occasions. He's a fantastic guy. His comment was that they have exported this system internationally. So while a few years ago I began referring to this as the National Security Racketeering Network, now it could be referred to as the International Security Racketeering Network. And basically what they do is they extrajudicially watchlist individuals, whether it was done post-Patriot Act, because you attended a rally at SeaWorld to free Shamu the killer whale in 1998. Maybe you got hot-listed or blacklisted right after the Patriot Act rolled into effect. Or it could have been after the National Defense Authorization Act rolled in. Or it could have been after Obama came into office and unrolled Operation Hammer. Or it could be you have been blacklisted via another means. However, regardless of the mechanism by which a person was blacklisted or is now on an extrajudicial threat list maintained by threat fusion centers in the federal government, doesn't make a difference. They're making huge, huge money on you. Huge. The logistics aspects of this operation alone, from the threat fusion centers and above, you've got people that run and monitor satellites for tracking, tagging, and locating individuals 350 miles above the earth. You've got logistics support team on the ground. You have all of the federal and local agencies that are receiving grants. In my case, I've lived in 7 or 8 different countries. They followed me around. In my opinion, over the past 15 years, they had to have spent $20 or $30 million on me. I mean, I've been to some of the most dangerous and remote places on Earth, and I've got these idiots bumbling around behind me. So what people need to realize is yes, this is a political targeting protocol and a extrajudicial soft kill elimination protocol of some really great Americans. That's a fact. However, the other huge aspect is this is probably the biggest or one of the biggest underground black market illegal businesses in the United States today. So that's why I refer to this as a security racketeering network. Parasitic cronyism. Oh, Agent Joe just got done working at the Bureau for 30 years. He's got himself a pension. Now he opens himself a private intelligence agency, and guess what? Homeland Security and DOJ, with his past experience, are more than happy to give him multi-million-dollar contracts on innocent Americans who were blacklisted via some kangaroo-style thesis application. And I've got to get into that as well, because I believe what happened to Trump and Flynn has gone on with several million innocent Americans. This whole abomination with FISA, with some of the leading conservative politicians, when are they going to begin to talk about hundreds of thousands of Americans who are innocent and who don't have the support that these famous people do? When are they going to begin to speak about what's going on a street level with the program and the National Security Racketeering Network? Hey guys, X Keyscore here, Dr. X. Tune in for video 9. That's coming up soon. Thanks, and I look forward to speaking with y'all again.